Hey VC, back again. This time with a Gimme 10 on psychedelic folk or acid folk, freak folk. Psychedelic folk is enough. I just recorded a installment on French folk. So to segue it nicely from the previous installments, I will start with a French record. Defining psychedelic folk is it's a very broad notion. What does it really mean? I could do 10 installments of this topic here. I've got that many records which fits the psychedelic folk kind of bracket. I've got that many of them that I could do lots of different installments, but I'll just choose a pile of psych folk record that I like and that I know well, and revisit some classics, etc. So I'll start with a French record, as I said, a really fantastic French record. This is Catherine Ribeiro and Alp Benal, and the record's called Paix. This is an original on Philips with this amazing center gatefold thing. This is a record from 1971 and 1972, around that time. What are we saying? It doesn't say there, but around that time. Philips. Catherine Ribeiro, she's a true eccentric of the French music scene. Her and partner Patrice Moulet, Patrice Moulet, that's it. They were just real hippies, and they made a string of really quintessential records. The best of which is Paix, and also Âme Debout, which is the record before this one. And Patrice Moulet was an inventor of instruments. He made his personal bizarre instruments that he played, percuphone, cosmophone. This is a spectacular record, really excellent. Catherine Ribeiro, and yeah, definitely psychedelic folk. Very twisted type of chanson, very, very cool. And I'll stay with a couple of women, since I'm on a woman singer. And this is well known to a lot of people in the VC. It's Linda Perrak's record, Parallelograms. This is the very first reissue of it on Gazin. Before they did one recently, but this one, interestingly, comes with lots of things. It comes with an entire poster inside, which is kind of a cool little artifact. I don't know to which extent this is a psych folk record. It's a folk record, and it has some psychedelic leanings, and it fits to me, but it doesn't really, it doesn't really need to be called psychedelic if you don't want it to be. It can be just a folk record. She was a dental nurse in somewhere near LA, in Laurel Canyon, and she decided to make a record, and she was right, because it's a wonderful, wonderful piece of music, and it should be in every collection. Parallelograms, Linda Perrak's, from 1970. Yes, 1970. And I'll stay with a modern freak folk record. Excellent record, highly recommended. This is Josephine Foster and the Supposed, and the album is called All the Leaves Are Gone. She was a sort of an associate of the sort of Devendra Banhart freak folk scene in the 2000s, but I think this is one of the better efforts from that period. This is a stunning kind of. It's got a bit of a Forever Changes kind of vibe to it. She's American, She's beautiful. Look at her. Look at gorgeous she is, and it's the same kind of feel as the Ribeiro record that I showed you, the bearded freaks, and this is an excellent record. It's yeah, it's great. Just it is on Drag City, no, Locust Music. Sorry, Locust Music from 2000 and I'm feeling into that 2004 on this one because I bought it when it came out, but around that time. Right, continuing. Well, I'll continue with a record that has a kind of similar sound to the Josephine Foster record that I've just showed you, and this is a great reissue from late last year, 2013, reissue that I was expecting for months and months and finally turned up. Is the fantastic Song of a Gypsy by Damon. I pre-ordered this and I was really excited about this, and it felt like forever until it turned up. This is on Now Again Records, which is Now Again, which is the label which is run by Egon Appalath, long-time collaborator of Madlib and all. This guy Damon is in LA or San Francisco, anyway, California, singer-songwriter. He made this record in 1969. It's a real outside of folk record, very much, yeah, again in the vein of Forever Changes by Love. This is what it reminds me a lot of. Very, that kind of acid folk, you know, or psychedelic folk rather. It's fantastic. You would if you like this kind of music, this is essential. So it's a record from 1969, but it was re-released last year. You can get this, and you should get this because it's fantastic. Staying in America, why not? Since I'm in America, here is a fantastic record that I put on like 2 days ago again, and I was just thinking, wow, this band is just sublime, you know. Pearls Before Swine, Balaclava. This is an original on ESP disc, and when I realized, because I pulled it out, wow, I've got an original of this record. It's just amazing. And I love this band. They're fronted by a guy called Tom Rapp, who's got a lisp, and when he sings, you can hear him on the tip of his tongue. You can hear his you know, no, it's more like yeah, it's kind of a lispy thing, and it totally works. It just doesn't really, doesn't detract from the music. It's part of it. It's great. And these guys are from New York, and they're part of the same scene as the Fugs and the Holy Modal Rounders, which I could have shown as well. I mean, equally, but. Again, as I said, I couldn't make 10 videos of this because I've got Fugs record and I've got other Pearl Before Swine records. This is, this is from 1968, I think, or thereabouts. Yeah, 68. And there's a cover of Suzanne by Leonard Cohen, and I was professing my love for Leonard Cohen the other day, and I was listening to this. I thought, Suzanne sounds great. I'll stay on the American West Coast vibe because no, sorry, I was East Coast. I'm going back West Coast. I'm going on the West Coast vibe. This is fantastic. It was a record that I've had on digital format for at least 10 years, and I was waiting for them to actually make a really good reissue of it, which they did last year. They did. Dino Valente was in Quicksilver Messenger Service before he kind of went off the rails a bit and made this fantastic solo effort. This is one of the best singer-songwriter records that I've ever heard. It's superb, really, really superb. This was originally released in 1968. Dino Valente, and it very, 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 very cool. It's in mono. Okay, what I'm listening to at the moment, you probably can't hear it, is this fantastic box set, Gift from a Flower to a Garden by Donovan, and I'm listening to disc number 2. You can see it's a box, and the first record is gone. The second record is gone, sorry. The second record is where the magic is. The first is very good, but the second is even better. It's the inside of the gatefold. This is on Epic from 19 what? Can't you put date? 1967. And Donovan is from Scotland. Obviously, you know him. It's a great record. I love this record here. Past the Distance by Simon Finn. In the early days of the VC, I used to do a series called Obscure Classics, which I showcased a great record every week or every so often. And this was one of the first ones I did. Must be number 4 or number 5. I love this record. It's so freaky and so. Put on a song called Jerusalem if you really want to hear something that's whacked out and bizarre. Jerusalem. This is on a label called Mayfair, and this I believe is quite difficult to get record these days. 1970, and oh yeah, this is fantastic. I think he was English. This guy, I'm not sure anymore. I have a bit of a mental blank on Simon Finn. A total freak folk record, and a total. It's a nice little obscurity. It's well worth knowing about, and you can see the back cover really gives it away how freaky. The front cover doesn't really. The front cover looks like a Kraftwerk record, and the back cover is like a Comus record. Finishing off with a couple of eccentric things, and picked a German record, Withuse und Westrup. And this is Trips und Träume, I think it's called. Yes, Trips und Träume, which is a crowd folk record. It's a record made by 2 German dudes who were involved with Cosmic Jerkers and also a bit with Sturgis Golovin and those kinds of dudes. Timothy Leary, blah blah blah. This is a great record. Really cosmic folk. Definitely tripped out. Definitely psychedelic. Definitely worth having. 1970-ish. Finally, last record that I want to show you is kind of a bit of a bizarre record. It's a record from Hawaii. The band is called These Trails. It's real psychedelic folk with a real, Hawaiian tinge to the music. Similar in some ways to things like a little bit of Linda Perrax in there, but incredible string band as well. It's kind of that's called sort of whimsical kind of. This is from 1973, and you can buy this on Drag City, and you can see it's a reissue on Drag City. So there you go, 10 acid folk, psych folk records. Hope you enjoy. Thank you, VC.